$44 billion was the sale price. $44 billion was the sale price. So he bought the damn Twitter. Elon Musk buys Twitter, and it was been in the talks for a while. You may have saw it coming because it was publicized. Here's the thing, Johnson. He's talking about free speech. He's talking about too many liberals, too many liberal lefties or whatever handling the censorship on Twitter and how detrimental it is to society. So he wants to come in and recorrect it and make it a more amicable platform. Now the biggest talk about it all is he going to bring Trump back? Is Trump coming back? And see, that's why I got to laugh my ass off, because Trump don't want this. This is not good for Trump. No, see, Trump has his own platform. He made his own platform because he saw, hey, I got all these people that love me. Oh, they love me. Oh, I love the uninformed voter. So he developed his own platform. I don't even remember the name of it. Something called Truth, something. Okay? And if Twitter becomes a right or a conservative type destination, then that's going to really hurt Trump. Because Trump, that's the audience Trump wants to attract to his platform. Get what I'm saying? So this is that good, Johnson. Not for Trump anyway. So all the people saying, oh, Trump's returning, he may come back, but he'll be reluctantly because it'll be hurting his pocketbook, because his wallet, his money is in his platform. And his platform, he wants to invite people who were pissed off with Twitter. Get how it works? So Trump is probably not jumping up and down about this acquisition. Okay? So if you are saying, so now the liberals are really messed up because they don't want Trump to be happy about anything. They want him sad, but now they're sad because they're losing their platform to Elon Musk. They like to do it the way it was. So, I don't know. They don't know to be sad or happy. So Trump mad, Orange man mad. Yay, but that means Twitter is in the hands of Elon. No! So they don't know what to do, man. They pissed off. And meanwhile, brothers like me, sisters like me, people like me sitting back, drinking their water, eating their popcorn, drinking their coffee, whatever, a beer, whatever, chilling out, smoking one, whatever you do, Johnson, chilling. Because it don't change nothing. It changes nothing for me. Nothing. In fact, Johnson, as I was telling Mrs. Black earlier today, I was like, yo, maybe this might even be good for me, because I noticed the people that are really winning on Twitter are a bunch of sycophants for the Democratic Party. And I'm not one of those guys, man. I'm critical of the Democrats. And these people that say they're critical, they're not critical like I'm critical. You know, critical like saying it's a corrupt party and that they need to pony up to the table and make sure they get some tangibles to black voters if they want black votes. Like I'm saying shit like that, and these other people kind of say it, but they're not really saying it. So I'm noticing their numbers. I've been noticing for like a year. I'm sitting back watching people who've been kissing ass for 5 years, soaring. I'm like, why my numbers stop growing like they stopped growing a year ago? Because Twitter stopped messing with the algorithm. Twitter started favoring more establishment, left-leaning, centrist type, in with the Democratic Party type folks. See, they will have you believe that only conservatives and QAnon nutcases are impacted by censorship. No, when you on wherever I'm at, I don't even know where I'm at now. I used to be the most watched black independent media on the left. Now I don't know what side I'm on because I don't agree with the so-called talking points of the progressives all the time, because unfortunately it often dismisses issues concerning black folks. I get tired of going, hey, what about us? They're going, shut up, you're divisive. Hey, what about us? Shut up, you're divisive. They'd rather lure in Nazis and try to soothe them than talk to my people and talk to them about reparations. So we got a real disconnection. Like, you know, so I'm looking at this Twitter acquisition by Elon, I'm going, it can't get no worse for me. personally speaking. Speaking of that, there's some people saying that what's going to happen now is it's going to be overrun with a bunch of white supremacists. And to that, I only have one question. When has it not been overrun with white supremacists? It's like, this is America, Johnson. America is run by white people, man. White people with money. And those white people with money don't care shit about poor white people, and they really don't care about black people. Poor black people. They don't care about us at all. So this notion that, now we really in trouble. We in trouble now. Man, we was born in trouble. If you was born like this, you was born in trouble. If you was born poor, you're born pretty much in trouble too. Like you could always get lucky though. You ain't gonna luck your way out of blackness unless you get rich. And even then, they'll still spray paint your house like LeBron James and still getting away from it. So it is what it is. So when I'm seeing black people talking about, there goes the neighborhood. Here comes the white supremacist. I'm like, where you been living at this whole time? You've been in a gated community. Yeah, you've been in a gated community away from the riffraff. Hanging with your co-workers. Rubbing elbows with other rich black people who migrated to this country in the 30s or 40s or something. Come on, man. Come on. We know what time it is. Oh, Issa Rae, what's the name? Issa Rae, you know who you are. Hey, I'm not knocking you. Do your thing, Johnson. What you gonna do? Give the money back? No, you're gonna live your best life. I get it. But don't act surprised. Don't act like now, the bridge is over. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. No, it's been over, Johnson. We are the bridge. We want the funk. Get up that funk. Now we want the funk. So this Elon Musk thing, as much as they're making it a big to-do, some people even started with the hashtag goodbye Twitter. Bye. Go. Leave. Leave, mofo. Go. Be gone. Go to Facebook. Oh, that's right. Facebook is already conservative up. Facebook's very conservative. Go to Instagram. There you go. Go to Instagram. See? Twitter was a bastion, right, for the blue checkmark crowd. Now, don't get me wrong, Johnson. I have a blue checkmark. Yeah, I got a blue checkmark. But I got my blue checkmark not because I had a job. I didn't get a blue checkmark because I worked at the New York Times, the Huffington Post, or some other organization, Vox. I got my blue checkmark the hard way. I actually had to build a following over like 5-6 years on all these social media platforms without the help of going on these big programs. Had to do it in the dirt. I got mine out the mud, Johnson. I got mine out the mud. So don't hate on that. Nah, Johnson, mine came out the mud. I didn't get mine because I wrote for the Griot or the Roots. Nah, man, I got mine just doing my shows about Trayvon, doing shows about what was going on in Flint, doing shows about what's happening every day. Laquan McDonald. Right around that time, I got mine around Laquan McDonald, Eric Garner's time. That's when I got my blue check. Okay? So, but these types of people that, to me, are detached. They're like at the, I don't know, man. They're at the elite table. You know, as long as their bosses let them sit there. And there's some of these people, I don't think you would even know them if they didn't have jobs. And those people are worried because they are used to you don't realize how important Twitter is to their jobs. Twitter gives them a sandbox to play where they can amplify their stories. Hell, I've done videos that went viral. I can get only 5 retweets of that video on Twitter. It go viral on Facebook. I have content that goes viral on Facebook. I can only get like 5 retweets on Twitter. So you can tell me whatever you want to tell me. I know how it's performance. These people been living off Twitter. It's been a vehicle for money. Don't get it twisted. It's a lot of money. It ain't just their feelings. They're not just going, oh man, we're going to be harassed by white people. No. We're going to be harassed by bigots. No. It's their money going away. See, some regular users like you guys, some regular folks, They're upset about things because they know that the Richard Spencers and these assholes are going to come back to the platform. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is all the corruption, okay? So I'm just saying, from my point of view, what we need to know about this Twitter thing now, is there's going to be some changes Elon Musk wants to make with the algorithm, with the amount of people that gets to change how they met out and decide who gets kicked off the platform. I'm a wait and see kind of guy, but I do not have my high hopes. I don't have high hopes about anything Elon Musk is going to do about Twitter. You know, because whatever it is going to suit him. Same way I felt about Jeff Bezos buying Washington Post. Well, how did we benefit from that? Did we benefit from that? Or did he make that more of a vehicle for government, state-run type news? See, we can't expect to win off of something that's made by billionaires. This system doesn't work that way. So, Elon Musk, he purchased Twitter. We'll see what happens from here. Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, next story. It is what it is, Josh. It is what it is. I wish I had more for you on it. But at the end of the day, if you are too upset about it, that's on you. You're by yourself. Next story. What else do I have? I got, oops, that's not it. Okay, here we go. My bad, guys. Here we go. Check this out. Check this out. Here we go. I ran across this on Thursday or Friday. I meant to bring it up on the Tim Black Wolfpack show. I forgot it. It's a senator out of the state of Michigan. And she made a rant. And I thought it was pretty epic. And I want to play it for you. And then I want to lay into it a little bit. So here goes the rant. What's her name? Senator Mallory McMorrow. If you heard it, it's worth another watch.
Ms. Green, you've had your disagreement.
Thank you, Mr. President. I didn't expect to wake up yesterday to the news that the senator from the 22nd District had overnight accused me by name of grooming and sexualizing children in an email fundraising for herself. So I sat on it for a while wondering why me. And then I realized, because I am the biggest threat to your hollow, hateful scheme. Because you can't claim that you are targeting marginalized kids in the name of, quote, parental rights if another parent is standing up to say no. So then what? Then you dehumanize and marginalize me. You say that I'm one of them. You say she's a groomer. She supports pedophilia. She wants children to believe that they were responsible for slavery and to feel bad about themselves because they're white. Well, here's a little bit of background about who I really am. Growing up, my family was very active in our church. I sang in the choir. My mom taught CCD. One day, our priest called a meeting with my mom and told her that she was not living up to the church's expectations and that she was disappointing. My mom asked why. Among other reasons, she was told it was because she was divorced and because the priest didn't see her at Mass every Sunday. So where was my mom on Sundays? She was at the soup kitchen with me. My mom taught me at a very young age that Christianity and faith was about being part of a community, about recognizing our privilege and blessings and doing what we can to be of service to others, especially people who are marginalized, targeted, and who had less, often unfairly. I learned that service was far more important than performative nonsense like being seen in the same pew every Sunday or writing Christian in your Twitter bio and using that as a shield to target and marginalize already marginalized people. I also stand on the shoulders of people like Father Ted Hesburgh, the longtime president of the University of Notre Dame, who was active active in the civil rights movement, who recognized his power and privilege as a white man, a faith leader, and the head of an influential and well-respected institution, and who saw black people in this country being targeted and discriminated against and beaten, and reached out to lock arms with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when he was alive, when it was unpopular and risky, and marching alongside them to say, "We've got you," to offer protection and service and allyship to try to right the wrongs and fix injustice in the world. So who am I? I am a straight, white, Christian, married, suburban mom who knows that the very notion that learning about slavery or redlining or systemic racism somehow means that children are being taught to feel bad or hate themselves because they are white is absolute nonsense. No child alive today is responsible for slavery. No one in this room is responsible for slavery. But each and every single one of us bears responsibility for writing the next chapter of history. Each and every single one of us decides what happens next and how we respond to history and the world around us. We are not responsible for the past. We also cannot change the past. We can't pretend that it didn't happen or deny people their very right to exist. I am a straight, white, Christian, married, suburban mom. I want my daughter to know that she is loved, supported, and seen for whoever she becomes. I want her to be curious, empathetic, and kind. People who are different are not the reason that our roads are in bad shape after decades of disinvestment, or that healthcare costs are too high, or that teachers are leaving the profession. I want every child in this state to feel seen, heard, and supported, not marginalized and targeted because they are not straight, white, and Christian. We cannot let hateful people tell you otherwise, to scapegoat and deflect from the fact that they are not doing anything to fix the real issues that impact people's lives. And I know that hate will only win if people like me stand by and let it happen. So I want to be very clear right now. Call me whatever you want. I hope you brought in a few dollars. I hope it made you sleep good last night. I know who I am. I know what faith and service means and what it calls for in this moment. We will not let hate win.
Yeah, give it up for that. Give it up for that, Johnson. I enjoyed that. Thought that was a very productive rant. I also enjoyed the fact that she put them in their place. Imagine just because someone disagrees with you, you got to label them some type of groomer of young people, groomer of children. Man, politics is so dirty, Johnson. Like, I tell you, man, I believe that if I didn't believe that politics had something in it, that we had to go through politics to make things change, if I thought that it wasn't a vessel for that to some extent, I'm not saying it's the only vessel, but I believe that to get things done, we have to use politics. It is one of the avenues. But if I didn't believe that, Johnson, I wouldn't deal with this at all, man, because, man, it's just so dirty. It's so corrupt. I mean, imagine, like, fundraising. Like, whoever this person is she's running against is fundraising off of a lie, a smear, saying that this woman is grooming children. All because she doesn't agree that this don't say gay bill or whatever, and all this CRT bashing is made of anything except bigotry. So that's a horrible thing. That's the first thing. The other thing that kind of got me pissed off is that, well, not pissed off, but damn it, I gotta say it, man. You know, there is a such thing as allies. Yeah, man, there's a such thing as an ally. If you can't take someone who's willing to challenge assholes who don't even want their kids to know what slavery was, if you can't say that person is a candidate for being an ally, and all you can do is say, Fox News said, you can't trust them. Well, you need to stop watching Fox News, Johnson. Seriously, Johnson. I mean, she's going up against people that are smearing even the idea of teaching about history. Our history. I keep saying it, man. Sometimes I wonder, man, are we really trying to change shit? Or are we just trying to get a couple people in their pockets fat? Because if we're trying to change shit, we're going to need to work with other people in order to get that done. I just don't see how we get it done on our own, not voting and sitting in silos. So, okay, look. I appreciate this rant. I don't know anything else about her, but what she's saying sounds on point. It does not help me for little white kids to walk around mad at themselves or hating themselves. What does that do for us? That's not an objective. The objective is to teach history. So if we teach history and people absorb the truth, if they have any type of moral compass at all, it's going to make our job easier to get what we want, to get what we're owed, to get what America owes us. And what we want is what's owed to us. And that's all it's about, Johnson. I get no warm and fuzzy feeling out of other people being disenfranchised. I'm also not in it to watch other people be withheld from their rights. Get what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm going to put anybody's rights above ours, but we should not be denying other people opportunities to have their rights acknowledged. So, when I listen to a rant like this, yes, I have a bit of skepticism, but you got to give me something more to be skeptical about other than the person that's saying it. There should be more people saying what she's saying. Where they at? We got to put them in place. If you are skeptical that this Miss McMorrow, who's doing the speaking, help us get some more Miss McMorrows. Like, if that's your only concern, man, I've heard it all over the week. This weekend, when I was doing my due diligence, listen to people talk about this particular clip. The people that were pushing back were basically skeptical of this woman. And I understand why, because a lot of times Democrats, they use talking points, and they're not down really for our struggles. And they do that with everything, by the way, Johnson. They do it with vets. They do it with poor people. Like, it's not like we're the only group of people, the only subsection of America that they bullshit. They bullshit everyone, Johnson. You think people that joined up to go fight these wars knew they'd come back with PTSD and with no help? Waiting months to be seen? No, that wasn't the plan. All of those homeless people who have mental disorders, mental illness on the streets, you think that was part of the plan that they signed up for? No. So America screwed over a lot of people. So a lot of people are going to be willing to fight back if the truth is put out. And that's what I like about this. That being said, if they ask Ms. McMorrow, is she down for reparations, she'll say no. She did to me. Oh, she did to me, Johnson. Nah, man, that's when we have to tell her, if you ain't down for our cause, you go. Here you go, that's how we do it. But as of today, I got no reason to believe that she's not down to support our issues. It's just talk. That's all politicians do is talk. It's our job to pressure their asses in order to get what we want. That's our job. Just like a union. A union's job is to pressure employers, corporations, to give them pay raises, benefits, times off. I don't see it as any different. You join a union, you form a union to push to get what you want. That's how I see politics. Same concept. It's hard. There's corruption. There's sneaky tactics that they employ. Everything to stop us from getting what we want and what's owed to us. We built their legacy. We built their profits centers. We built their corporation. We are the lifeblood of it. All of us. All of the working people. And they would be willing to give us little next to nothing. Have us urinating in jugs. Passing out from exposure. Dying because we don't have protective equipment. Offing ourselves out of depression. working for businesses that we can't even afford to live indoors, selling people food and not being able to buy the same food because you can't afford it. Having a 40-hour work week and still have to get food stamps. So I just want to like kind of let people know that we got different problems. But to me, the way we solve them is together. That's all. So anyway, I want to thank this woman, Senator Mallory McMorrow, Democrat out of Michigan. I hope that you are authentic. I hope that this is real. Hope that you are a fighter. I would love to have you come on the show and find out. That's what the beauty of this is. And we'll ask the tough questions. We'll give her an opportunity to respond to those tough questions. And we won't make our minds up until then. I want to caution folks. Stop throwing away people till you know what people are about. Isn't that the same treatment we want? Isn't that what we're demanding? Our respect and what's owed to us. I don't see how we get there without working with people like this, if this person's authentic. Let's find out, Johnson. Hit me up. I'm Tim at TimBlackTV.com. Anybody that's connected to this senator, the state senator out of Detroit, Michigan, hit me up, let me know. The door is open. All right. You guys ready for the next story? I'm ready for the next story, Johnson. I got more. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, we were talking earlier about Elon Musk buying Twitter, and all the Trump supporters like, yay! I get it, man. I get it. But Trump has paved the way for a lot of people. I don't believe that you get yourself a Marjorie Taylor Greene unless you got Trump in office. Yeah, it takes having a Trump for them to kind of like catch the tailwind. You know, like in racing, you got to run behind the winner. It's something about you catch the tailwind. You kind of like piggyback off their momentum. And that'll carry you through the turn, right? That's sort of like what a lot of these politicians have been doing in the last 4 years or so. They rode the wave, the Trump wave. Do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene would be in the office right now if she didn't have a Trump to ride behind? Come on, Johnson. Okay. If your opinion is not solidified yet, if you have any question, any doubts, check out this video. Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Mr. President. I didn't expect.
Ms. Green, you've had your disagreements with Speaker Pelosi, isn't that right?
I'm not sure what you mean.
You've had political disagreements with her. You don't agree with some of the things she's done in her career, right?
Politically speaking, that would be correct.
Right. You don't agree with a lot of things she's done, right?
Politically speaking, that would be correct.
In fact, you think that Speaker Pelosi is a traitor to the country, right?
I'm not answering that question. It's speculation. It's hypothetical.
You've said that, haven't you, Ms. Green, that she's a traitor to the country?
No, I haven't said that.
Okay. Put up Plaintiff's Exhibit 5, please.
Oh, no, wait. Hold on now. I believe by not upholding the securing the border, that violates her oath of office.
Fair enough. I'm not interested in her oath of office. I'm interested in that you said that she's a traitor to our country, right?
I object, Your Honor. She is not. This is. I don't see the relevance.
I want to be very clear, Johnson. This is not about Nancy Pelosi. I have supported a candidate who has tried to run against Nancy Pelosi twice. She hypnotized his name. So, just because I don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is dumb as a bottle cap, doesn't mean I support Nancy Pelosi. Because like I said, I have been working to get rid of her. I put my money, my time, my platform where my mouth is. I don't say I can't stand these people in the way and then just do nothing else except pick up my money. I say, hey, who's the person running against this asshole? Come on my show. Let's raise some money. Let's help you win because we got to get rid of this windbag. Nancy Pelosi's got to go. She's horrible. Let's get her ass out. See, I'm working within the system to help make the system better. We need people on the outside. We need people on the inside too. We got to get rid of her. That being said, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a disgusting liar. No offense to disgusting liars. I mean, she's really horrible, Johnson. And if it wasn't for Trump being in office, you don't have a Marjorie Taylor Greene. She should be really easy to beat. The problem is, she'll raise a lot of money because a lot of voters are really stupid. Hence why we still have Nancy Pelosi. Get what I'm saying? Sitting on the stand, sitting under oath and lying. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. I haven't heard anything about her being brought up on ethics charges. Well, kicked out of office. Lying under oath is against the law, Johnson, and when you're on the stand in Congress, you're under oath. She obviously lied, Johnson. You think anything will happen? No. But you know what Marjorie Taylor Greene would tweet and stand behind? Blue Lives Matter, law and order, law and order. For us, she would boldly be talking about we need to get the book thrown at us. We need to defeat and get rid of crime and get rid of criminals and liars and traitors to the country. But when she lies, it's time for excuses. Nancy Pelosi is corrupt as hell. She should be out of office because of the inner workings of the Wall Street, the insider trading that she's done, that she defends. She's a hypocritical piece of skin, a windbag, a skinflint, a backstabber, a scumbag, a fossil who needs to go sit down. Marjorie Taylor Greene is horrible in her own right. I know it's daunting, man. We want to get rid of these people, man. These people do not mean us well. They mean well for themselves. And the fact we live in a country that a Nancy Pelosi, how long has she been in office? 40 years. 40 years. The other thing that's horrible, Johnson, and I know this is a lot, she probably didn't come in that way, I don't know. But I got a feeling she probably didn't come in that way. This is what the system does to you. I'm telling you, man, it chews you up. I think we need term limits. Someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene that came in under the wing of Donald Trump, I think she's been horrible from day one. Okay? Nancy Pelosi, I don't know everything about her. But sometimes I believe it takes time to be corrupt. It takes influences. I could be wrong. She could have been horrible to begin with. I don't know. I really don't know, Johnson. But 20 years, it should be a cap. 20-year cap. 20 years is as long as your ass needs to be sitting in power. Anything longer than that, you become an institution. Who's with me on that? Marjorie Taylor Greene. One of the dumbest rocks you'll find in your driveway. The brain the size of a pellet. I don't know what's so interesting about her. Bunch of hard-up, lazy white guys who like blonde women, bleached blonde airheads, who tout QAnon, who fight for their right to be stupid and to make others stupid. That's what she is to me. See, you don't have to like either side. You don't have to appreciate either side or defend either side. But if you're going to get on the stand and lie, Johnson, and be caught in a lie and nothing happens, that just tells you how corrupt the system is. And whoever was questioning her asked her, did she say that Nancy Pelosi betrayed the country? I think Congress has betrayed us all, that we even have a Nancy Pelosi and a Marjorie Taylor Greene in office. All right, Johnson, let's go to the last story. Oh, yeah, before we go to the last story, let me add you this. Let me add this. Tomorrow's a big day here on the show, Johnson. It's a big day on the show, Johnson. I want to welcome you all to a special edition of the Tim Black Show tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Johnson. Well, my guest will be Lunel. That's right, Johnson. Lunel will be my guest. She is the original bad girl of comedy. She will be right here on the Tim Black Show at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Raised in the Oakland area.
Be here. Just hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel and tell your friends. Lunel's got a YouTube channel called Hey Lunel, and I hope to see you guys here. I'm going to take a weekend off.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, we got a lot to talk about. She knows a lot of stuff. She's funny as hell. And we want somebody to come on and keep it real. So, Lunel's going to come on and tell us what she thinks about a whole lot of stuff, Johnson. Be here tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My special guest, Lunel, the original bad girl of comedy. We did it, Wolfpack! And shout out to her people for making this happen. I appreciate y'all. That's what's up. Okay, I got a good story. My last story, because I want to lighten things. We got Lunel, then we got a light story. Okay, here goes a good story. Want to feel good for a second? All right. There was a execution that was scheduled. A young lady by the name of Melissa Lucio. There's been a delay. Here goes a little bit about that story.
This morning, new calls to halt the execution of a Texas mother of 14.
Free Melissa Lucio!
At rallies across the country this weekend, her family members and supporters pleading for justice.
There's a lot of wrong that happened in her case, so the clemency, being able to stop the execution, stop everything, it'll help her tremendously.
This Wednesday, 53-year-old Melissa Lucio is set to become the first Latina to be executed in Texas history after being convicted of killing her 2-year-old daughter Mariah in 2007. Lucio claims Mariah accidentally fell down the stairs. And now, a forensic expert in the clemency petition is boosting her case, claiming Mariah's bruising was consistent with head trauma after an accidental fall. The State Board of Pardons and Paroles is expected to release its report on the case today. Politicians from both sides of the aisle are speaking out, claiming Lucio did not get a fair trial, saying her initial defense was inadequate.
We're not saying that Ms. Lucio is innocent. We're not saying that she's guilty. We're saying for the board to provide her some clemency.
More than 300,000 people, including reality star Kim Kardashian, have now signed petitions claiming Lucio is not a killer and asking the governor to step in. A recent documentary on Hulu raised awareness of the case.
The interrogation continued for maybe 7 hours until 3 o'clock in the morning.
This is your chance to set it straight, because right now it looks like capital murder. Right now it looks like you're a cold-blooded killer.
Her family says Lucio's faith will get her through whatever happens.
She's hopeful. She prays about it all the time. Whatever happens, she's putting it in God's hands.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he'll take a look at the Texas board's report that will be released today and take whatever action he thinks is appropriate.
All right. So he took that action and he has delayed the execution. It's still up in the air. I don't know what's going to happen at this point, but they are looking over the evidence. A little bit of background on this story. It appears that Melissa Lucio was a single mom with 14 kids. She had problems keeping up with the children, but she had no other charges of abuse for all the other children that were in her custody. Just that she was impoverished, on drugs, and wasn't the best caregiver as far as overseeing, everything with her children. But of all the other children, none of them were ever reported to have been abused. And she contends that her child fell down the steps. The medical examiner also says that there was head trauma, the child had head trauma that's consistent with a fall. You may not know about it right away, like it's something that could happen over time. May not happen that day. So that's the story from what I've understood it to be. And see, this is one of the reasons why I do not support the death penalty. And don't get me twisted. Sometimes I want to take that back. Sometimes there's some horrific things that happen. But the fact that I've been around for a while, Johnson, I've never seen a rich person get executed. I've seen a lot of poor people get executed, though. Didn't sound like Miss Lucio had the benefit of expensive lawyers. She had the right kind of defense. She probably wouldn't have been in jail. In fact, I'm damn sure she wouldn't be in jail. She wouldn't be on death row. So it's what happens when you're poor. This is what the system does. And as long as I know we have a system that unfairly mets out the death penalty to black people, poor people as well, of any color, I'm always someone who has to stand up and say, I don't support the death penalty. Too many brothers get it for the same crimes committed by white folks. There are studies that exist that show you this. Once I became aware of the biases in the jury's sentences, now it's not the judges, it's the juries who decide who gets the death penalty and who doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And those juries are made of people with biases. So that's why I support that. I support no death penalty. No death penalty. And like I said, sometimes it's hard, man, because there's some horrific things that people do to one another. But I gotta stay firm on that. I'm trying, Johnson. It ain't easy. But this case, it sounds pretty simple to me. It sounds like we got a mother overwhelmed. We got a mother on drugs. We got a mother who's not paying attention. We got a baby that falls down the stairs. 2 days later, she dies from head trauma, from the fall. We got somebody going through probably drug withdrawal, being questioned for 6-7 hours, basically saying anything at some point to get out of that. No evidence that's what, no solid evidence that the mother killed the child. So that's where I stand on this. So let's see what happens. I'll update you to this story. We'll see what happens to the people that support Miss Melissa Lucio. More power to you. Let's do that with all of our folks. All folks. Okay, all folks. Our system is all about money, Johnson. If you got money, there's always a way. But if you broke, that way is a hard way, Johnson. The hard way. All right, folks, let's go to the comment section. Anybody make any comments? What we got, Johnson? What we got? Got Major Davis in the house. Major Davis, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate you looking out, Johnson. I appreciate it. So remember, tomorrow's show with Lunel, my guest at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to know what that's going to be, just go to watchtimblack.com. That's an extra show. Tomorrow night, come back for the call-in show. Ain't nothing changed. We still do our call-in show on Tuesday. So we got Lunel at 4, and then we come back later on tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm speaking it. All right? We'll have the call-in show for the Tim Black Show. All right? All right. Thank you, Johnson. Thank you to my moderators for doing what you do. I appreciate you. Thank you for the Tim Black Wolfpack. I appreciate you guys. No doubt. And until next time, remember, don't let anybody take your cornbread. Cut the check. I'll see you on next one. Peace.